Welcome back to Man vs. Meeple, the show where we talk about all things board game related. Today we have a review of Werewords from Bezier Games. This one was a huge hit at Origins recently. We played it there, we've played it since. Needless to say, we're enjoying the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Neither one of us are big fans or even fans at all of the original Werewolf game. However, there's enough differences, good differences in this game that differentiate itself from the original Werewolf game.
Yeah, absolutely.
This one plays 4 to 10 players, and it plays in about 10 minutes. So you can get many games in a game night, and we'll talk about that a little bit later.
And you'll want to.
Yeah, absolutely. So it does have some common threads between this and Werewolf. Each of the players is going to be dealt a specific role. There's 4 main roles within the game. You have the villagers. These are your commoners who are trying to guess the word that the mayor is trying to get people to guess. You have the mayor who's kind of controlling the round. You have the werewolf who knows the word.
Yes.
And is trying to figure out who the seer is, who also knows the word and is trying to get the other players at the table to get that word correct, but not let the werewolf know that they're directing the players to guess. So,
are you thoroughly confused now? So here's how the game starts.
Yep.
Everyone is dealt a roll, like Jeremy said, and you're going to look at that roll. If you're the mayor, you simply flip it up and say, I'm the mayor.
Yep.
Now here's one of the cool things about the game. The mayor also has one of those other roles. So there's a tile dealt in the middle of the table. The mayor's going to look at that. So he could also be a villager.
Yep.
He could be a werewolf.
Yep.
Or he could be the seer.
Yep.
So it's really interesting. So everyone takes a look at the roles, and then the game uses an app.
Yep.
I'll pull my phone out here. Use an app on any iOS device or Google or basically any smart device. And that pretty much takes the game from that point forward.
Yep.
It talks you through it. So it's going to tell you right from the beginning, everyone close your eyes.
Yep.
And then the mayor opens his eyes, checks his roll, and then the mayor chooses what they call a magic word.
Yeah.
This is the word that for the rest of the game, or the meat of it, the mayor's going to be trying to get all of the group to try to guess in a 20 questions sort of fashion. The mayor can't speak, but they're going to be asking him questions.
Right, and then it will direct the mayor player to close their eyes, and then have the seer player open their eyes and look at that same magic word that the mayor knows. And then the seer will close their eyes, it will direct the werewolf player to open their eyes, and he also will know that word. So you're going to have the mayor, the seer, and the werewolf all knowing the word. So once that happens, then the players, in any order, it doesn't matter, any player can guess anything that they want to guess. Is it an animal? Is it alive? Is it a location? Do you buy it? Do you eat it? And so forth, with the mayor dishing out tokens, directing those players on whether or not that answer could pertain to that specific word.
Exactly. The mayor can't speak in the game. He has these tokens, double-sided yes-no tokens that are limited, and then he even has some maybe tokens, you know, for those questions that could be possible sometimes, maybe not others.
Right.
And then he has 2 more tokens. One is a so close token when someone's really close, and then obviously the final one is correct. So when someone gets the answer correct, or the magic word, you give them that token, you push a button on the device, and then you go into sort of the scoring phase.
Yeah, so there's 2 ways that the game can actually end, so to speak. One is if the answer or the word is guessed correctly, or if the word is not guessed correctly. We'll talk about first if the answer is guessed correctly. If it is, the werewolf player will then reveal himself to the entire group.
Right.
And he'll say, hey, I am the werewolf. And he'll reveal his tile. And then he has about, I think it's 20 to 30 seconds to look at the table and deduce which one of these players was sort of leading the questions to get all the players at the table to guess that specific word that the mayor knew, and that the werewolf knew, and that the seer knew.
Yeah, so he's looking for the seer.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
So with that ending, the villagers will have won, but it might be temporary because the werewolf can steal the victory.
Yes.
The other way is if the word is not guessed. In that case, the werewolf can celebrate a potentially temporary victory.
That's right.
He doesn't reveal himself, but at that point, the whole group, including the werewolf, sits there and deliberates and sort of discusses for, I think, about a minute.
Yeah.
And that all culminates in a 3-2-1 point where everyone points at who they think the werewolf is. If they point at the actual werewolf, the villagers win. If the majority points to someone else, an innocent bystander, then the werewolf wins. So there's always a winner in this game, which I think is, I like that a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a fantastic game. Now, we played this at Origins in a large, crowded convention center with a lot of noise, and everyone had an absolute blast. We had gamers at the table, we had families together at the table, and everyone enjoyed it. We brought it home, and we thought, well, it may be the same, maybe a little bit different. We played with 5 players. These are all gamers. This is our gaming group, and everyone loved it. In fact, we played some really, really strong contenders for Origin's Best Games, and this one blew it away. I mean, it was so good that we played it almost a dozen times that night.
We played it quite a few times. The thing is, everyone wants to play this again for a wide range of reasons. But, you know, if you haven't got a chance to be the werewolf, or if I haven't been the mayor. But even as a villager, this game is just fun. It's a lot of laughs, and there's a lot of different things that can happen because the fact that the mayor can be the werewolf even sometimes is hilarious. Because we didn't say this, but if the mayor is the werewolf, he's allowed to lie. He can answer the questions however he sees fit, so everyone might be scratching their head. Now, of course, if he does that, the seer's going to know
it didn't work out so well for me that one time.
Jeremy tried that once, and I was the seer, actually, and you could tell when someone's lying flat out. But it's a really interesting game with a lot of subtle deduction going on.
I mean, the other great thing is, too, we also took it to a work party for my wife with all non-gamers. I mean, these people don't know what an enthusiast game is from Monopoly. And everyone at the table loved it. Really, really enjoyed the game, got into it, got into the roles. And the other great thing is it scales. You can play with easy words that are such things as dice or just, you know, an apple or whatnot, to really hard words that are hard to explain and hard for people to wrap their heads around on what questions to ask the mayor player. The other great thing is, too, is that as the game scales and gets larger, you can have a couple additional roles that we didn't talk about. Plus, you can have additional werewolves in there, so you're trying to attack multiple people at the same time. Yeah,
there may be 2 werewolves, and then the 2 other roles. The first one is the Beholder, and the Beholder is basically what I like to say is a seer light. What their role is they don't get to see the word, but they know who the seer is. So their goal is to kind of help the villagers, help the seer, but they're not going on 100% information.
They kind of key off what they're saying and trying to steer the group on those questions.
And it can confuse the werewolf a little bit to know who exactly is what. And then there is the Minion, which is effectively the same thing, but on the werewolf side. He doesn't know the word, but he knows who the werewolves are.
Fantastic game. Scales well for a variety of different groups and players. Just purely enjoyable game.
This is a no-brainer. If you see it, get it for sure.
Absolutely. If you guys have any questions about the game, then make them in the comments below. We'll answer them for you. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and everything else that we do here at Man vs. Meeple. And we will catch you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Season 1 of Man vs. Meeple is sponsored by our friends at TMG Games. And at Cool Stuff Inc. Cool stuff in stock at coolstuffinc.com.